Let's explore how staying strong and never losing hope can lead you to greatness. There will be moments when life feels like it's falling apart, when everything seems overwhelming. But here's what you need to remember: the storm doesn't last forever. It's not about how hard life hits. It's about whether you stand firm and choose to keep going. Hope isn't something you find, it's something you create. And when you hold on to that hope, when you refuse to give up, you're building the strength to overcome anything. So, ask yourself, do you have the courage to keep going no matter what? Because your answer will shape your future. Stay with me, and let's discover together how your strength and your hope can turn any challenge into an opportunity for greatness. Don't just get through the day. Get from the day. That's what I learned early in life. And one of the most important things I've ever come to understand is this: hope is not something you wait for. It's something you choose. You see, too many people believe that hope shows up only when the conditions are right. When the bank account looks good, when the job is secure, when everything's going smoothly. But let me tell you something I learned the hard way. Those aren't the moments when hope is most important. No, hope is most powerful when things are uncertain, when you're unsure, when nothing seems to be going right. You don't need hope when life is easy. You need it when life is hard. And that's why I say hope is not a circumstance. It's a decision. Let me tell you a story. There was a time in my life when I was broke. Not figuratively, literally broke. I was 25 years old, had pennies in my pocket, no direction, no plan. I just looked at my bank balance. Nothing there. Looked in my future, didn't see much there either. It was a hard time. One of those moments when you ask yourself, is this it? Is this the life I'm stuck with? But then I made a decision. I heard a voice, a mentor who told me, Jim, if you want things to change, you have to change. If you want your life to get better, you have to get better. And that day, something shifted. Not my circumstances. No, those stayed the same for a while. But what changed was me. I chose hope. You don't need perfect conditions to make a new decision. You just need a reason. And I had one. I didn't want to live like that anymore. I didn't want to survive. I wanted to succeed. That's when I learned that hope is the seed of change. And like any seed, it needs to be planted, even in dry soil. You see, your circumstances might be tough right now. Maybe you're facing setbacks. Maybe things haven't worked out the way you thought they would. That's okay. That's life. But don't make the mistake of thinking that hope only belongs to the fortunate. Hope belongs to the courageous. It belongs to those who choose it. Even when they have every reason to give up, hope says, I don't know how, but I believe there's a way. Hope says, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not staying here. Hope says, this isn't the end, it's the beginning of something better. And that choice, it's yours. Now listen closely. You can't delegate hope. You can't outsource belief. It's your responsibility. No one's going to come hand you hope on a silver platter. You have to wake up each morning and say, no matter what happens today, I'm not quitting. I'm not backing down. I'm choosing to move forward. That's the mindset of a winner. That's the mindset of a builder. That's the mindset of someone who's about to change their life. Now don't misunderstand me. Hope isn't blind. Hope doesn't ignore problems. Hope doesn't say, just think happy thoughts and everything will be okay. No, real hope says, yes, it's tough, but I'm tougher. It hurts, but I'm healing. Yes, I've failed, but I'm learning. A real hope is built on responsibility. It's not passive. It's active. You must water it every day with effort. You must protect it from the weeds of doubt. You must shine the light of discipline and consistency on it, until it grows strong. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. I've said that for years. And guess what? Discipline also protects hope. It tells you, keep going, keep trying, keep believing. So let me ask you something. What are you choosing today? Are you choosing to be a victim of your circumstances? Or are you choosing to be the architect of your future? Because here's what I know: your circumstances can change, but only if you do first. You've got dreams, you've got goals, you've got potential. But none of that will matter if you let hopelessness take over. Don't do that to yourself. Don't rob your future because of your frustration today. Stand up, shake it off, take a deep breath, and say, I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how hard it's going to be. But I do know this: I'm not giving up. That one decision can change everything. Because when you choose hope, you activate courage. When you choose hope, you engage your mind. And when you choose hope, you ignite your future. So today, make the choice. Not because it's easy, not because it's guaranteed, but because it's worth it. And once you choose it, never let it go. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. That's one of the best lessons I ever learned. You see, life will get hard. That's not a maybe. It's a promise. You'll face loss. You'll face failure. You'll be disappointed. But here's the real testing: will you stay strong anyway? Anyone can be strong when things are going well. But strength isn't proven in comfort. It's proven in crisis. It's when the deal falls through, when the person you trusted walks away, when the results don't match the effort. That's when life knocks on your door and asks, how strong are you really? And let me tell you something. It's not about physical strength. It's about mental toughness, emotional resilience, that quiet, steady belief that says, I will not break. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. No, it's not. Staying strong doesn't mean you don't feel the pain. It means you don't let the pain stop your progress. Let me share something personal. Years ago, I faced a season where nothing seemed to work. I was working hard. Long hours, big dreams, doing everything I thought was right. And yet everything around me was falling apart. Business deals went sideways. People I counted on disappeared. The road got rough, and I started to doubt myself. Is this worth it? Am I fooling myself? Should I just give up? Those thoughts come to all of us. But I learned something powerful in that season. You don't build strength on the mountaintop. You build it in the valley. When the weight is heavy and you still choose to carry it, that's where strength is born. I told myself, this is where most people quit. This is where the crowd stops. But I'm not most people. And you're not either. You've got to learn how to keep walking. Even with a limp. You've got to learn how to show up. Even when your heart is hurting, you've got to learn how to speak life over your dreams. Even when no one else believes in you. Because here's the true thing. Your strength is a decision. You don't have to feel strong to be strong. You just have to keep showing up, day by day, step by step, choosing not to quit. Character isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one brick at a time. That's what I learned. And strength, it's a part of that character. It's built in the silent moments, when nobody's watching and you keep going anyway. Now, listen to me. You might be in one of those moments right now. Maybe you're going through something painful, something you didn't expect, something you don't deserve. I get it. I really do. But this is what I want you to know: this moment will pass. The pain won't last forever. The struggle won't be permanent. But the strength you gain from it, that will stay with you forever. So don't let this season make you bitter. Let it make you better. When life gets hard, here's what you dog one. Slow down, but don't stop. Take a breath. Gather yourself. Rest if you must, but don't you dare quit. 2. Remember your why. Why did you start this journey? What are you fighting for? Who are you becoming? Let your reason be bigger than your excuse. 3. Speak life to yourself. When doubt creeps in, answer it with truth. I am strong. I am capable. I am not giving up. Words have power. Make sure yours are building you, not breaking you. 4. Ask for help, but don't wait to be rescued. There's no shame in needing support. But don't expect someone to carry your dreams for you. This is your fight, your responsibility. You see, life doesn't reward the faint-hearted. It rewards the persistent. the disciplined, the determined. The walls we build around our dreams are built with bricks of consistency. And consistency means staying strong, even when you don't feel like it. So when it gets hard, and it will, don't pull back. Dig deeper, stand taller, walk forward. Because the pain you're feeling today is the strength you'll use tomorrow. The pressure you're facing now is shaping a version of you that can handle success, handle responsibility, handle greatness. Let me say that again, this pain is not the end. It's preparation. You're being prepared for the next level. But the door to that level only opens for those who don't quit. So, what do you do when life gets hard? You get harder to break. You become unshakable. You become steady. You become someone who refuses to stay down. And when the storm passes, and it will, you'll look back and say, I made it through. I stayed strong. And now I'm ready for more. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Now, that may sound simple, but I want you to sit with it. Because in those few words lies one of life's most powerful truths: persistence creates progress. Let me ask you something. How often do people start something strong, full of excitement, full of energy, but quit halfway? They get excited about a new goal, a new habit, dream, and life happens. Distractions show up. The road gets longer than expected. They miss one day, then two, and before long, the dream becomes a memory. Let me tell you, starting is easy. Finishing is rare. Persistence is the difference. It's the voice inside you that whispers, keep going, even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged, even when the results haven't shown up yet. I remember when I first started in business. I was broke. No fancy suit, no confidence, no background, but I had one thing going for me. I made up my mind not to quit. Every day I showed up. I made calls. I studied. I failed, and I showed up again. That's persistence. It's not glamorous. It's not always exciting, but it works. See, most people think the secret to success is talent or luck, but I've learned it's not talent. It's tenacity. It's not luck. It's grit. You've got to learn how to outlast the obstacles. There's a story I like to share. A man decides to dig for gold. He works hard, digs for weeks, and finds nothing. Tired and frustrated, he quits, sells his tools, walks away. The next guy comes in, picks up the same tools, digs just 3 feet more, and finds one of the richest gold veins ever discovered. 3 feet. That's all that stood between quitting and winning. Now here's my question for you. How many times have you quit 3 feet from gold? You were close. Right there? But you gave up. Because it was hard. Because it took too long. Because you didn't see the results yet. Let me remind you, the harvest doesn't come in the same season you plant the seed. Persistence is what carries you through the waiting season. It's what says, I know the reward is coming. I just have to keep showing up. And let me tell you what persistence really does. It builds character. Every day you persist, you prove something to yourself, that you can finish what you start, that your word matters, that your dreams are worth fighting for. And that confidence, that inner strength, it becomes unstoppable. But here's the catch: persistence isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things consistently. That's what I teach: a few simple disciplines. Waking up early, reading 10 pages a day, making that one extra call, saving a small percentage, practicing your craft just a little longer than the rest. Small hinges swing big doors. You don't need to change your entire life in one day. You just need to change your direction and stay the course. So, if you're tired right now, if you feel like quitting, if you've been waiting and working and not seeing results, let me tell you something powerful: keep going. Because the moment you feel like quitting is often the moment right before the breakthrough. Persistence is what separates the winners from the rest. Not talent, not connections, not luck. It's the quiet, consistent, daily action repeated over time. Let me give you one more quote. For every disciplined effort, there is a multiple reward. It might not come today. It might not come tomorrow. But if you persist, if you show up day after day, it will come. And when it does, you'll look back and be proud, not just of what you achieved, but of who you became along the way. So today, choose to persist. When it's hard, persist. When it's lonely, persist. When the crowd disappears, persist. When you don't feel like it, persist. Because every step forward matters. Every moment of discipline counts. Every decision to keep going brings you closer to the life you want. Don't quit. Persist. And watch your life transform. You must constantly ask yourself these questions. Who am I around? What are they doing to me? What have they got me reading? What have they got me saying? Where do they have me going? What do they have me thinking? And most important, what do they have me becoming? Let's talk about your mindset, because your mindset, your attitude, determines so much more than your ability. You can have all the talent in the world. You can have the tools, the resources, the education. But if your mind is poisoned with doubt, fear, and negativity, you won't go far. Your mindset is the filter through which you see your life, and what you see determines what you do. You've heard it before. As a man thinketh, so is he. I believe that, because everything starts with how you think. Let me ask you something simple. Do you spend more time focusing on what's wrong or on what's possible? Because here's what I know. Whatever you focus on grows. If you focus on your problems, they get bigger. If you focus on your potential, you get better. That's the power of a positive mindset. It doesn't deny reality. It chooses to rise above it. Now, I didn't always have this understanding. When I was younger, I used to blame the government, the taxes, my job, my upbringing. I thought everything had to change, except me. But one day I heard the words that changed my life. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. That's when I started to look inward. And I realized if I wanted my life to change, my mindset had to change first. I had to stop waiting for the outside world to fix itself and start working on my inner world. You see, negative thinking is easy. It's everywhere. Turn on the news, scroll through social media, talk to the average person. And what do you get? Complaints? Excuses? Fear, doubt. That's the default. But success, happiness, fulfillment. That's a deliberate decision. You have to choose to see possibility when others see problems. You have to choose to find lessons where others find loss. You have to choose to believe that the best is still in front of you. That's not naive. That's strength. Let me give you something practical. Every morning, I recommend you take 5 minutes, just 5, and fill your mind with something positive. A good book, a powerful quote, a reflection of gratitude. Why? Because your mind needs direction. And if you don't give it a direction, the world will give it one for you. And I promise, it won't be the one you want. Here's what I learned. You don't become successful by accident. You become successful by design. And that design begins with your mindset. You've got to guard it. You've got to feed it. You've got to develop it. Think of it like this. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't plant something useful, the weeds will grow by default. Negativity is a weed. You don't have to plant it. It shows up on its own. But positivity, that's a seed. You have to plant it, water it, protect it. You want to stay strong. You want to never lose hope. Then train your mind to see the light, even when the room is dark. Train your thoughts to focus on growth, not lack. Train your self-talk to build you up, not tear you down. Because your thoughts become your beliefs. Your beliefs become your actions. And your actions create your life. So what's the first step? Catch yourself. Catch those negative thoughts when they creep in, and replace them with something better. Instead of saying, I can't, say, I'm learning. Instead of, it's too hard, say, this is building my strength. Instead of, what if I fail? Say, what if I succeed? That small shift changes everything. And remember, it's not what happens that determines your future. It's what you do about what happens. Stay positive. Stay focused. Stay grounded in the belief that your best days are still ahead of you. Because with the right mindset, you can turn any challenge into a stepping stone. You can turn fear into fuel, and you can turn hope into reality. The major key to your better future is you. Let's explore how staying strong and never losing hope can lead you to greatness. Now, I want you to imagine something. You're standing at the edge of a mountain, but the peak is covered in clouds. You can't see it, but you know it's there. That's how triumph looks when you're still on the climb. Sometimes life doesn't show you the top right away. It just gives you enough light for the next step. And that, my friend, is all you need. Because your greatest triumph, your moment of breakthrough, won't come with fireworks, and it won't always announce itself. It often comes in silence, in stillness, in your decision to keep going. Now let me tell you something Jim Rohn used to say. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And if you've been walking that bridge, if you've been doing the hard things, even when no one's clapping for you, you are closer than you think. You may not see it. You may not feel it. But don't you dare let that fool you. Because progress doesn't always come with a sign that says, you're almost there. It comes with a whispered keep going. You see, there are seasons in life. There's the season of planting. It's hard, dirty, thankless. Then comes the season of waiting. This is where most people lose hope because they planted the seeding and now it looks like nothing is happening. But I'll tell you, growth doesn't shout. It happens quietly, deep below the surface, in the dark, where no one claps for you, where no one sees you. And if you can endure that, if you can hold on through the invisible progress, you'll wake up one day and find something incredible, the harvest. Jim said it well. For every disciplined effort, there is a multiple reward. That's the law of the harvest. Not instant reward, but inevitable reward. So, friend, maybe you're in that waiting season. You've done the work. You've shown up. You've stayed the course. But you're not seeing the results yet. Let me say this gently, but firmly: don't confuse silence with failure. Don't mistake quiet progress for no progress, because the soil is still doing its work. The seed is still taking root. And in just the right time. Not your time. The results will come. But here's the secret that most miss: your greatest triumph isn't just what you achieve. It's who you become in the process. The victory is not the trophy. The victory is the transformation. When you keep going despite the pain, when you rise even when you're tired, when you believe even when you don't feel like it, that is your triumph. You become the kind of person who can handle the victory when it arrives. Because here's the truth: you don't get what you want. You get what you are. You don't attract success by chasing it. You attract success by becoming a person of value, by becoming someone who can carry the weight of success without crumbling under it. That's why this struggle matters. That's why this season matters. You're being shaped, refined, forged in the fire of resistance. And if you stay the course, if you choose discipline over comfort, faith over fear, and hope over despair, you will rise. You will walk into the room you once dreamed of. You will sit at tables you once thought were out of reach. You will look in the mirror and not recognize the version of yourself who almost quit, but didn't. Let me share a thought Jim often emphasized day. Learn to be thankful for what you already have while you pursue all that you want. A gratitude turns the waiting season into a sacred place. It keeps you grounded when your emotions rise. It reminds you that even though your triumph isn't here yet, you're still rich. Rich with lessons, with strength, with character. So I'll ask you again, what if your greatest triumph is just around the corner? Would you still complain? Would you still doubt yourself? Or would you rise one more time? Would you knock on the door one more time? Would you believe again, even when your hands are tired? Because hear me on this, your story isn't finished. Your best chapter hasn't been written yet. And I don't care what people say. I don't care if no one believes in you. You're not done. You're becoming. And the world hasn't seen the best of you yet. So keep walking. Keep sowing. Keep knocking. Keep praying, building, Because your greatest triumph, not just any win, but your greatest one, is coming. And when it comes, you'll understand why it took so long, why it had to hurt, why you had to wait. It was never just about what you were going to get. It was always about who you were meant to become. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. And my friend, you are getting better. Stay strong, hold the line, and keep your eyes on the horizon, because your greatest triumph is closer than you think.